This is a Scots pine plantation, so the natural forest here would have been felled and they would have planted thousands of Scots pines in rows on the same day, and everything grew the same age, the same shape. So the pines are planted so close together, they're designed to grow as straight and as tall as possible, and it basically blocks out all light from the ground, so nothing else can grow. There's no variation, there's no other species, it's a monoculture, it's a crop of pine trees, and it's not a natural forest. We should be stood here surrounded by loads of different species of trees, and then that would bring in loads of different species of invertebrates and birds. And although there are some invertebrates and birds here, it's a tiny fraction of what we should have. So we should look around and see trees of all different sizes and shapes and ages and species, rather than a forest of all the same tree. This was part of our Scots pine plantation, and we've been thinning and creating these clear fell patches. So we're letting light in the hope that we can get some more species to grow here, some broadleaf species. So this patch here would have been a thick, dark plantation, and we've come in and we've removed all the trees. We've taken the timber out and we're going to plant it with broadleaf trees. This is one of our planted birch. It's a downy birch. You can feel the soft downiness on the stem. It's the tree we're planting most of, because it should be the most common after Scots pine. The project is 60,000 trees over 3 years. So that's divided into all the different species, but downy birch is the biggest chunk of them. So it'll be a few, but I'm not sure how many. We don't just want to plant hundreds of thousands of trees and have a man-made forest. We want to plant as little as we can so that we can end up with a natural forest. So we've thought about which trees we want in which places, but also that we want to plant a seed source that will spread itself, and then everything that spreads will be natural, and it will be the tree that should be here. The way we decided which broadleaf trees to plant was they did some peat cores, and they looked at what pollen was in there from the past, and we've basically chosen the species that we know were in this forest before humans came and took them away. And all the trees that we're planting have been grown from seed that we collected on the reserve, so we're not bringing in trees from other places.
The nursery is growing pretty much a full range of species for the forest, the native forest here, the Caledonian forest, particularly growing trees when species are missing from the landscape. With Abernethy, with their current nursery being fully occupied with the montane species, then we're going ahead with the mix of the broadleaf species. These are all different batches of willow seeds germinating. So willow seeds are really tiny, and then the seeds like to germinate immediately, so we sow them as soon as possible on the surface of the compost and keep them moist because they start germinating with it, and you can see them actually germinating within 48 hours of sowing. These ones are hazel, so the hazelnuts were collected last autumn when they ripened on the tree. We have them in big crates over winter, protected from mice and voles, and that's why they're in the cages that they're in now, to protect them from voles, which will just come and eat the lot if we allow them to. These are the downy birch seedlings. So for some species it's quite quick. For downy birch is a fast growing tree, so seed that was collected last year and sown this spring should be ready for planting out in the reserve from this autumn or next spring.
This is our aspen seed tunnel, where we are able to produce aspen seed. Aspen don't flower regularly in the wild, so we're talking sometimes between up to 20 years between mass flowering years here in Scotland. And if they don't flower, then they don't set seed. We have a seed stand here in order to encourage these trees to set seed, and then we can get genetically varied aspen out into the landscape again.
So these are aspen seedlings grown from seed that was produced in the seed stand on the nursery here last year, and these ones have now got, they've just got their juvenile leaves on here, which is the pretty red colour, but they're getting up to the size ready for planting out in the autumn. Trees for Life wants to work at a landscape scale, and we're really pleased to be working with the RSPB, or restoring missing species to a forest which is predominantly pine at the moment.
If we let the light in and we make sure that there's some seed around for broadleaf trees, we can bring everything back that's missing here. I think it would just feel more wild. Like when you look at this and you know it's been planted in rows, it takes away something about the wildness of it. And if we bring the tree species back, then the rest of the wildlife will move in on its own.